Hello, are you able to hear me? Yes. Students, are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
So good afternoon. So what is our discussion? Are you able to hear me? Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, please give me confirmation so that I can start my lecture. Hello. Is it audible or not? Yes. Give me confirmation. I don't want to wait much. So if there is any problem, you just remind me. Today we are going to continue the sample programs on list and tuples. So yesterday we have seen 3 sample programs, which are how to find the size of a tuple and obtaining maximum and minimum elements. Maximum of 2 elements or minimum of 2 elements. That is by sorting the data and then you are trying to extract maximum 2 elements or minimum 2 elements. Or if you want to extract 3 elements. So you can get first 3 and last 3 letters as a new tuple. So this we have seen. And the third one, creating a list, which is from the creating a list of tuples. This is a list of tuples. Right, this is a list of tuples. So what we are doing here, so you have given a original list. Say this is the list. From this, you are asked to compute power of each value. Power of each value. And you need to reframe this list as a combination of the value and its cube. Similarly, if you want to square, so what is the simple modification? You need to use the function called power. So if you say power, so here you need to insert the value to which you want to find the power. It may be a square or a cube or 4 or power n, whatever you want. If you say x is a value, if you want to find the power 2 x square, you can find x cube. Similarly, you can find x to the power of 4 like that using this simple function, right? So where the first argument represents the value and the second argument represents the power which you want to raise, the actual value. So in this case, I want to raise this actual value to the power of 2. Right. Similarly, if you want to raise to the power of 3, so you need to replace this argument by 3. Like that, you can proceed. So this is a new list. So here, the list consists of tuples. Each tuple represents the value and its cubic value. So this is the value and this is cube of the value. Similarly, this is the value 2 and this is cube v power 3. So this is our practice. And now let us move on to the fourth program. What is the fourth program? You are asked to add tuples and list. How to add a tuple to the list, right? So both these consist of some information, preferably an integer data type, or even if it is a string. All right. So let us consider a list. This is a test list. I am having 3 elements. The length of the list is a 3. Similarly, I am considering a tuple, right? So this is a tuple and this is the list. Now we are asked to add them. So what we are getting? Add a tuple to the list. You are asked to add a tuple to the list. So this is a very simple operation. So let us say this is your L1, a list, and T1 as a tuple. So just like adding a value to x, just like adding a value to the x. How will you add? X plus is equals to 2. So first add this 2 to the x and then assign back to the x. So here you are adding the tuple elements to the list by using the operator called plus and then assign, add and then assign. So do always remember how you are going to pronounce it, add, and then assign the value to the LHS. So this is your LHS and this is your RHS. The value present in the RHS is first added to the LHS and then will be assigned back to the LHS, right? So this is what. So let us do this in our ideally. A very simple concept, this one. So what is it now? So you have created a list. Let us say L1. So the list consists of these elements. Let us say 2, 5, 8. Also we are creating a tuple. So let us say these are the values of the tuple. Say 8, 9. Adding
Sir, you're not sharing
the list.
ideally.
So L1 plus equals to T1. Right? Now if you check L1, so what is the value of your L1 now? This consists of 2, 5, 8. This is your original list. Due to the addition of these elements into the list, so what will happen? The length of the list will increase. It is not like your addition of 2 elements, 5 plus 2, 10 plus 2. No, it is not like that. You are adding tuple elements into the list. So if we create another list, this is not an addition, general addition. We are adding elements. Oh, sorry. I'm not sharing ideally screen. Okay. So hope it is visible now. So now we are adding this elements. Is it visible now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
We are adding elements. It is not like summation. So you are not going to add 2 plus 8 and 5 plus 9. No. So these tuple elements will be appended. So this operation is nothing but addition of tuple and a list, right? So what we are going to do, we are going to add the elements of the tuple into the list so that you can modify the list. So with the values or elements, with the values or elements from the tuple. So let us define another tuple T2, right? So let us say this is 3, can I have a string here? Yes. So if I add this to the list, what will happen? Plus equals to T2. Now check L1. So L1 also consists of 3, ST. These are the elements of a tuple, right? Now, can I add a list to the tuple? So that means I want to do this operation. T2 equals to, can I do this? Since I'm adding a tuple to the list, can I add this? No, right? So you cannot do the reverse operation. Whereas you can do this, you can add tuple elements into the list. You can add tuple elements into the list, but you cannot add list elements to the tuple. Okay. So let us move to the next operation. Next operation is, this is another simple program. If you want to add a list to the tuple, so this is the simple operation. So you need to re-represent that tuple. So once again, we consider this is the list and this is the tuple, right? So what is by vice versa operation? So previously we have added tuple elements into the list. Now I want to do the reverse operation, right? Due to the addition of a tuple, L1 plus equals to T1. So what is the output? This is a list. The result is a list. If you are expecting a tuple as output, so the output of this operation is a list. So people may ask in some objective questions. So what is the output of this? A list and a tuple addition. Okay. So to get the output as a tuple, so what we need to do? So this is what the operation. So list of test underscore tuple plus test underscore list. So that's all we need to perform. So we need to modify this operation slightly. This is a one-shot operation. So now, so let me present this ideally. Try this here. Where is ideally? No, yeah. Hope you are able to see this ideally. Okay, now let us do that operation. So this time, so what we do, we have a list. Let us create a new list saying L2 equals to say 10, 20, 30. Also a tuple called T3. Say this is my tuple with the two elements only, 4, 8. Right? I want an output. So the output is, it should be a tuple. So let us say that as a result, right? So what we want a tuple. So tuple of, right? Then what we need, we have a test tuple as well as a test list. So here you need to perform typecast a list of T3. So by doing this, you are converting that into a list. And then, so what is the operation? We want to add them plus, right? And here you can bring that as a, you can bring that list. Right now, what is RES? Anybody give me the response? What is this RES? Can anybody guess the answer here? What is the result of this operation? Yes, are you able to see the ideally? Okay. So tell me, what is this output? Yes, if I hit enter, what will be the output? Yes. So one of you can answer at least. Or otherwise I will call by number or name. Like I'm seeing the roll numbers. Yes, tell me for E5, what is the output? Just some random guess. No need to be an exact answer.
Sir, T3 plus L2 will add, I think, sir.
For E5. Yes, tell me, what is the output? I'm not able to hear you.
L2 plus T3.
Tell me the response. Yes.
Sir, 10, 20, 30, 4, 8.
For E5, what is the result? Please repeat. Please repeat once again.
Sir, 10, 20, 30, 4, 8, I think, sir.
Exactly. So previously, the tuple consists of only 4, 8, right? Now, due to the addition of the elements, see here always, this is your original tuple with the elements of 4, 8. This is your original, and the list elements will be appended at the end of the tuple only. So better note down this operation. How to add a list to the tuple, and this is a tuple to the list, and result will be a list here. And here this operation will result in a tuple. In both the cases, the similarity is the new elements will be appended at the end of the tuple or as well as at the end of the list. Hope you have this in your note. Make a note of this. Now let us move to the next operation. So sum of tuple elements. So we have created a tuple. This is a tuple. Right? How to sum up all these elements? How to sum up? Same. So previously, whatever we have done, we need to do that in the similar practice. So this time, sum will be a single value. So this is the key operation. So which one you want to perform sum of? Sum of, convert that tuple elements into the list and then add all the elements, right? So let us try this in ideally. Let us try. Which means, can I do like this sum of, can I call sum of L1? No, not possible. Okay, can I call sum of L2? What is the difference here? What is the, why we have an error in the previous case and why there is no error in sum of L2? Because this is your L1 and this is your L2. What is the difference between the two? So L1 consists of both integer as well as string, right? If you want to perform summation or addition operation, the elements present in the tuple or list should be similar, nothing but homogeneous elements only. See, because of this ST, this is a string. So we are getting an error. We are unable to perform summation. Whereas in the case of L2, sum of L2, it results in 60 a numerical value, because the list L2 consists of a similar type of elements. All are supposed to be integer data type. Clear? So can I do this sum of T1? Can I directly perform sum of T1? You can get, right? What is T1? See here, 8, 9. What is sum of T2? Sum of T2, you cannot. Why? Because T2 consists of both integer data type as well as a string. So you can add the elements in the list or in a tuple, provided all of them are of the similar data type. And that should be an integer data type strictly. Okay. So now let us move to the next concept, next to sample program. And some of you are asked the matrix. So if I do that, I'm creating a matrix, guys. See here how to create a matrix. Tell me what a matrix consists of. I want to create a matrix. Okay. So generally what a matrix consists of? Can anybody answer? Yes. Before moving to the next sample program, I want to create a matrix. So what a matrix consists of? Tell me. Yes. So don't sit idle. What it consists of? In general, what a matrix consists of?
Elements, sir.
What elements? Elements are presented in where?
Rows and columns.
Correct. So what are all these things? These are the rows and these are the columns. Yes or no? So these are the rows and these are the columns. Right? So you and how to access this element? If you want to access this element from the matrix, how will you access? Say this is your first row and first column. So what is the index of this element in a matrix? Yes. Say this is the matrix A. This is the matrix A. I want to access this particular element. How can I access? How can I access this element? Tell me. If you call like this A of 0, 0. This is in the case of Python. In general practice, it will be A of 1, 1 will be this one. And what about this one? A of 1, 2, A of 1, 3, 1, 4, like that you can access the individual elements present in the matrix. By calling their rows and columns, you can access these values from the matrix. Okay, so let us do this. So which means you are going to create rows and columns, nothing but a list, and again list. I want to do like this: 1, 2, 3, again 4, 5, 6, and another one 7, 8, 9. Yes, what is it now? This is a matrix. If you ask to get, you cannot get that matrix type thing. Okay, but this is a matrix. How will you define this is a matrix? How to access this one? Tell me. The first element 1. How can you access the first element 1 from the matrix? So for simplification, let me represent this as by a simple variable like this. Say that A equals to, okay, A equals to this one. A is this one. Okay. Can anybody respond? How to get the first value? 1. This is a matrix, no doubt. So to prove that it is a matrix, so you should access appropriate. What is 1? What is the index of 1 with respect to the matrix? Can anybody reply me?
1, 1.
No. This will be A of 0, 0. Error. Okay. A of 1, 1. Again an error. Right? List object is not callable. Something is missing here. Okay. But no, this is not the correct way. You are going to access the cells. Everything as a cell. No. Now hold on, I will check and then I will come back immediately. Some problem. I think some. Wait a minute. Wait a second. We have created a matrix, no doubt. And how to access the values in the matrix? We are not calling the list properly. There is the only issue. Okay. We have a matrix. Yeah, we should call like this. So how we need to call A of 0, 0 will be 1, right? So if you call A of 0, so this is very, very important. I have wrongly given the syntax. So can anybody reply? What is A of 0, 1? So first get A. This is A. And I'm calling A of 0, 1. So what is this? Can anybody answer? So what is 2? Definitely. So here the index always starts from 0 only. Right? 0th row and first column. 0th row, second column. 0th row, third column, like that. So if I want to access 8, how should I call? I want to access 8. Yes. Okay, not 8, 4 only. I want to access 4. So how can I access them? A of
1, 1.
1, 0, sir.
1, 0. 1, 0. Let us check. First 1, 0. Correct. All right. So, and then how to access 6? You can call like this. A of 1, 2. It is going to be 6. So if I call A of 1, 3, what is the output?
There's no output, sir.
There will be an error, index out of range. Okay. So you need to call that matrix appropriately. Now how to access the 8 from the matrix? How to access 8? Tell me. Yes. This is 0th row, first row, and this is your second row. I'm asking you to get the value.
Sir, 2, 1, sir.
2,
1.
2, 1. Correct. It's a very simple procedure in creation of matrix. Right? Purely by using your list itself, you can you can create that matrix. Very simple thing. Hope you understand this. Now let us move to the next sample program. Okay. So this is what modulo of tuple elements. So you want to perform modulus operation for the elements present in the tuple using zip operator. So in Python, we have another function called zip. Another most frequently used or accessible function, which is a zip, and along with a generator expression. The combination of a zip function and a generator expression, you can perform this modulo operation over the elements present in the tuple. So if you want to perform a modulo, how many tuples you need? We need 2. So let us say this is our first tuple and this is the second tuple. Okay. And now, so see here, this is the operation. So finally, the output should be a tuple. The output of this operation is a tuple, so that you make sure that you are converting, you are performing typecasting to get the output tuple. So what we are doing here, so this is what element 1 modulo can be performed by using percentage. Element 1 modulo of element 2, right? Element 1 from tuple 1 and element 2 from the not is between the tuples, between the 2 tuples. You want to perform the modulus operation, right? For how long? How long you want to do this? As long as the elements, element 1 from the tuple 1, element 2 from the tuple 2, right? So this is a very peculiar operation for x in. If you can write your for loop like this, for x in L or simply T tuple. X is a variable. Both ELE1 and ELE2 are the variables. Okay. As long as there are elements present in the 2 tuples. See, here you are accessing zip. So what is zip function will do? What is zip function will do? It can combine multiple elements, multiple types, multiple or different types of tuples. So in a single shot, you are expressing this for loop. So as long as the elements, element 1 from the tuple 1 and element 2 from the tuple 2, as long as there are elements present in the tuple 1 and tuple 2 together. So then మనం individual represent చేయకుండా directly we are using in a single shot by using the function called zip. Zip of first tuple comma second tuple. That's a very simplified representation of this modulo operation. Let us try this. Let us try this in the ideally. So create the tuples. T1 equals to now TU1. Create a tuple like this. Say that 10, 11, 14, 18, 20. And second tuple. So second tuple will be, so you can take like this. 2, 4 comma 5 comma 6 comma 2, right? Now you want to perform the modulo operation between the two tuples. So the output should be a tuple, right? So what is your operation? Element 1, let us say, no need to be element 1, it is a variable. Let us call it as E1 modulus E2, right? So how long you want to perform? For E1 comma E2 in zip of what? Tu1 comma tu2. That's it. Now if you check, so these are the results. The result will be a tuple only. What happens if I remove this tuple? What happens if I remove this tuple at the beginning? So let us remove this tuple. Okay. What will be the output?
Sir, brackets are first E1 before.
Wait a minute. I think no need. Okay, what is the output? I'm able to perform. What is the output? Will it be the same? That is the previous one, 0 tuple 00400 or something else? You cannot get it. Okay, if you say print, if you ask print res, no output at all, right? So there is some manipulation. Okay, if I say tuple of res, then you can get it. Clear? So it will perform that element wise modulus operation, but the result will not be prompted in the screen, on the screen. So you need to convert that, you need to express that into a tuple only, right? So this is how you can perform element wise modulus operation between the two tuples using the zip function. So using the zip function, right? And now let us move to the next one. Next one. This time it is a row-wise element addition in tuple matrix. So what is it actually? So which means you can create a matrix using a tuple also. Is it so? So this is a matrix. See here, GFG comma 3 is comma 3, right? And another one, best comma 1 for comma 5, right? So here you want to perform row-wise element addition in tuple matrix. The matrix can be designed by using list as well as by using your tuple. So let us do that. Let us try it. Okay, we have created a matrix using both list as well as a tuple, right? And now, so what we are asking, you want to perform row-wise element addition, right? So I am creating another list with some numbers. Okay, these numbers are going to be added with the existing list. So this is an operation related to matrix. So we'll see later. We'll see later this operation, or we can try this also, no problem. First, let us create a matrix using tuple. Let us create a matrix using a tuple. So what we want to create? A test list. Okay. Let us create a test list. Supposed to be a list, and the list consists of tuples. What are the tuples? GFG are nothing but GFG, comma 3, one tuple, comma, I have another tuple is comma 3, okay. Next one, what is it? One more row, again a tuple. What are the values of this tuple? Best, comma 1, okay. That's all it ends, comma, and another element for comma 5. Of course, it's a tuple. For comma 5, comma, another tuple, Gx, it's a string, Gx, comma 1, right? We have created, let us check it. So nothing you will find this as a list only. This is a list. Whatever you input, you can get that as a list only. If I check the type of this, what is the output? Test. What is the output of this test? I want to see the type of this. Can anybody guess what is the type? Is it a tuple, list, matrix? What is your answer? Tell me. What is the nature of this test list? This is definitely a list only. Okay. However, you have incorporated tuple principles. And see here at the end, what is the operation? You are asked to perform tuple only. It starts and ends with a square bracket. Square bracket represents a list in general or by default, right? And we have created another list with some values. EL is, what are the elements in the list now? 6, 7, 8. 6, 7, 8. Right? Now you want to perform row-wise element addition. 1, 2. So tell me how many rows are there in test list? Can anybody answer? Test list. How many rows are there? Yes, tell me how many rows are there? Yes. How many rows are there if it is a matrix? If you treat this as a matrix test list, How many rows are there in the matrix? Rows. Yes, I hope you are able to see the list. You just confirm. We are about to close this session. Almost time up. Tell me, how many rows are there? Just tell me. You can verify like this. Can I give here? So do remember, the first one represents the row and second one represents the column. So what happens if I call 3, 0? What is the output? What is the output of this? 3, 0. Yes, reply me. We have done with the matrix, right? This is a matrix formed by using list as well as the tuples. Can I call 3, 0 element from the list or from the matrix? Is it possible or not? Just tell me.
No, sir.
No. Because what is the problem? Index out of range only. Okay. Can I call like this? Answer me how many rows are there? That's all. How many rows are there?
2.
2. So 2 means okay. Can I call like this 2, 0? Can I call 2, 0? Always index starts from 0 only, index. So what is 2, 0? Will it be an error or some value? Some value from the matrix. Yes. Guess the answer. Will it be an error or some value? What is it for J6? For means what? Are you able to see this ideally? Yes, you can see this ideally. Good. Now tell me, what is the output? Yes, will it be an error or some value?
Value, sir.
Some value, sir.
Correct. And the value is supposed to be, so look here, for, 5. This is my first element to present in the third row. How many rows are there? Literally 3 rows. So what are their indices? 0, 1, and 2. Understand, always starts from 0 only. So here I have 3 rows. That's fine. So EL is it a matrix or not? Is it a matrix or not? Yes, tell me. Can I call this as a matrix? EL is? Yes or no? Is it a matrix or not? So if I try like this, EL is of so how many, is it a matrix or not? Just confirm.
Yes, sir.
Yes, definitely.
Yes, sir.
Yes, definitely. What matrix it is? It's a column matrix. 0, 0. What happened? Is it EL, ES? EL, ES. Okay. Why I'm not able to get it? Okay, 0, 1. Int object is not subscriptable. Why? ES of 1. Actually, this is a column matrix with 3 rows. Column matrix with 3 rows. So these 3 elements we want to add to the list that is called a test list. I don't know why it is showing this error. ELES of, okay. ELES of 0. Okay. Since it is a column matrix, there is no more argument. So you need to call this with a single bracket only. So since it is a column matrix, that is the reason. ELES of 1, you can get 7.